Zoe here, and today I'm super excited to talk to you because I'm going to be talking to you about a topic that I get asked numerous questions about, and this is all about reading and Audible. I'm going to be sharing my Audible book collection with you guys. So these are all of the books that I've downloaded and listened to for the past year, 2016, and they've really helped me a lot with self-improvement, personal growth. So I'm excited to share this list with you guys, and hopefully it will inspire you to listen to some books or add some titles to your reading list. Okay, so first I want to get started on a question that I get asked a lot, and that is, how do you read so many books? And I read so many books because I listen to them. I commonly get asked this on my favorites videos every month because I always share 2 to 3 books that I've listened to. Occasionally I listen to the same books over again, and I'll let you guys know which ones those are because I find them very motivating, inspiring, and informative. So by downloading Audible, I have a subscription I pay for monthly, which gives me 1 credit, and 1 credit is equal to 1 download, 1 book. So occasionally I do grab a deal that they'll email me, you can get 3 credits for this price, and I occasionally will hop on those deals because I do go through these books quite quickly. I listen to books every single day, normally when I'm getting ready or if I'm commuting somewhere, and I find that it's a nice alternative to music. I absolutely love music and I love listening to music, but when I can kind of plug in with a good book, I get super inspired. It always puts me into a positive mood, and I always learn something, and it leads to creativity and all that good stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to share my Audible library with you guys. Okay, so right now I'm currently listening to #GirlBoss, and I started this book this morning, and I have nothing but amazing things to say about it. I'm honestly addicted to it. I had to pull myself away from it this morning to film videos and do work because that's the funny thing about listening to really motivational kind of business self-improvement books is you just want to like shut it off right now and get started to work, but you still want to keep listening to it. So it's #GirlBoss by Sophia Amoruso, and she is the creator of Nasty Gal. So it's all about her story, and like I said, I just started this morning, but it just started off with a bang, you know? Like I probably will finish this book by the end of the weekend, and I'm really excited about it. Next is Money and the Law of Attraction by Esther and Jerry Hicks, The Teachings of Abraham. So this is a law of attraction book, as you know from the title, and a book about money, which are topics that I'm very interested in. So this book is definitely one that I highly recommend to people who might not have a good relationship with money. And what I mean by that is if you think that you can only obtain money and experience wealth in your life if you work hard and put in extensive amount of hours. But if you change your mindset a little bit about money and a little bit about finances, I can promise you it will grant you some amazing surprises and just help you to attract abundance into your life. So this is a book I highly recommend. I will be re-listening to this book. I think this book was around 8 hours. You can also click into the chapter section if you do like a book, and you can scroll through and pick a chapter that you want to re-listen to, and you can make notes. Also, another aspect of Audible that I like is the speed function. So occasionally, if I feel like a narrator of a book is quite slow, or if I've already listened to the book once and I just want to obtain the information a little bit faster, you can change the speed. Next, I have been listening to the Italian Level 1 by Pimsleur, and if you guys are interested in learning another language, I highly recommend these Pimsleur books. So they're great, they're little lessons every single day, and I find them extremely helpful, and I find that I had downloaded apps like Duolingo, I had read books like Italian for Dummies and things like that, but this method and the Audible in general is just, I don't know, I just have nothing but amazing things to say about this. This video is not sponsored, it's just purely my love for audiobooks. If it's a goal for you in the new year to learn a new language, I definitely recommend it. There are tons of different languages, not just Italian, so get on that and get learning, because it's actually really fun when you can learn a new language. Okay, next. So the next book here I have is Level Up Your Life. Oops, I don't want to download it. No. Okay, the next book on the list here is Level Up Your Life by Steve Kamb. And I'm not going to click onto each book and download them because I don't have that much space on my phone. I think you can generally see the titles, and I'll for sure answer any questions about any of the books below that I do have on this list. This book I actually haven't listened to yet. I downloaded it because it's been on my wish list for quite some time, and I thought that I would download it before I jet off on my trips because I'm gonna have a lot of time on planes and things like that. So I thought that it would be a great time to listen to this book before the year is through. I'll definitely let you guys know how it is in my next favorites video. But this book is all about living your life like a video game. That's what I've gathered anyways from reading about it. And it's supposed to be very inspirational. It's quite popular on Audible and in the self-improvement section. So I'll keep you guys posted on how that one is. So next, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. I love Elizabeth Gilbert. You guys know that. She is just phenomenal. And Big Magic is all about creativity and harnessing your creativity and just how creativity has a life of its own. I listened to this book a few times this year and it definitely got me through some hard times and definitely inspired me. Sorry about this construction, guys. Like, it's just still going on. Okay, so anyways, this book, I just highly recommend it to people who are creative, people who don't feel like they're creative. It's all about just, you know, pulling that creativity out of you, and it talks all about her journey, and I really love her as a person, so I think that's why I love this book all the more so. The next book is The Power by Rhonda Byrne. And I'm also going to talk about The Hero by Rhonda Byrne, which is down here, and also The Secret. So I did listen to The Secret first, then I listened to The Power, and then I listened to Hero. So each of these books are all about the law of attraction, similar to Money and the Law of Attraction by Jerry and Esther Hicks. I'd recommend listening to The Secret first because that is all about just the general concept of law of attraction and how it works. The Power is about really harnessing that and making things happen for yourself, manifesting everything. Then next, Hero is about being the best you can be and basically pursuing the career and life that you want and being the hero of your own story. So these are all three great law of attraction books, and I know there are additional ones, and these are the three that are in my library right now. And I can tell you I've re-listened to these books, each one of those, numerous times this year, and each time I just get more and more inspired, more and more excited and motivated. I highly recommend law of attraction books. They just raise your frequency. These are books, those three that I listen to sped up, because I've listened to them and I know the concepts, but I just feel like I can get more information faster and just be reminded of those concepts. Next, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. You guys know I'm really into minimalism. Minimalism has changed my life. It's granted me the opportunity and the ability to move to Rome, so it's really just granted me a whole lot more clarity in my life. So I do have a minimalism playlist, which I'll link down below, but I definitely recommend The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, especially if you're somebody who feels like you have a cluttered home, too many clothes. This book is very inspiring and it will definitely help you with the motivation factor of, getting things done. So next, The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown. I love Brené Brown. I had the pleasure of seeing her speak and she's just amazing. She's very personable and I think that everybody can learn from being vulnerable and everybody can learn from this book. I used to be afraid to be vulnerable and I feel like the more and more you put yourself out of your comfort zone and the more and more you are vulnerable with people, for example, like I'm vulnerable with you guys, and the amount of love and support I receive when I'm at my most vulnerable is just validation that when you can, I'm so sorry about this noise. Like, I hope that for some reason you guys can't hear it. But okay, so back to this. When you can be vulnerable with people, it really grants you just the most amazing, transformative growth experiences in your life. So this is a good read. Next, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. If you guys feel like you take things personally, I do have a video on that below. Maybe a book one day. But I do have a video all about how to not take things personally, and that was inspired by this book. So I will be re-listening to this one. It's 2 hours and a half, and sometimes you just need a little bit of a refresher. If you're going through a little rough patch and you're not receiving the support from people you would have desired, listen to this book and it will get you through. Next, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Definitely the book that I have mentioned to you guys in probably like 20 videos now. This book changed my life. This book is so inspiring. I love Jen. She is just so, she's a badass. She's a badass. You just gotta listen to this book. It will give you motivation. It's definitely about law of attraction, positive thinking, and all that too, which is great. Yeah, she's Italian, Jen Sincero. It's Italian, so I'm in Italy, I just feel like I used her and her inspiring book to help manifest my journey here, so yeah. Next, Do the Work by Steven Pressfield. This is an hour and 25-minute audiobook. And this book is all about resistance. If you're ever feeling like you're resisting, if you're procrastinating, if you aren't doing the work that you need to get done. This book is a quick listen and it's inspiring. I believe I got it recommended by Alex Icon somewhere on his channel. And then also I've heard Seth Godin mention it a few times as well. So Do the Work by Stephen Pressfield. Download this book if you feel like you just need a kind of kick in the ass. That's basically what it is. Next, How to Talk to Anyone by Leah Lowndes. So this book is a bit longer. It is almost 9 hours, but it's all about how to talk to anybody. It's about using different techniques. It's about stepping out there if you are in a crowd or in a room of people. It gives you real life actionable ideas and actionable techniques to use. Like I said, I listen to books a lot when I'm getting ready in the morning. So I would listen to this book when I was getting ready in the mornings and look in the mirror and try these different techniques, smiling, of eye movements that they mention in the book. And it's very interesting how to attract conversations and people into your life. So I definitely recommend that one. Especially if you are somebody who's in a career that requires a lot of networking, requires you to put yourself out there. It's a great read. Or a great listen. Sometimes I say read and I know I mean listening, but I don't. It's the same thing, kind of. Next, The Secret, like I mentioned, Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling. And this is the only non-self-improvement book I have on this list. And to be honest with you guys, I love Mindy and I love listening to her. She's very humorous. I downloaded this book when I feel like I needed kind of a break from a more heavy business book. I don't even think I finished this audiobook. It's probably the only one on this list I didn't finish. I did have her first book in book form and that's how I read it. And then I passed it on to a friend. I don't know, something about those style of books I don't really like to listen to so much. It was harder for me to get into it. I just feel also too, like I like to listen to things that I find motivating and inspiring in the morning. And this was funny, but I just didn't feel that kick on a daily basis that I did from other books. But that being said, it's still an amazing book. It's funny. I definitely recommend it, but maybe not so much for Audible. Next, Screw It, Let's Do It by Richard Branson. I love this book. I think I've recommended this book in one of my top 5 books. Richard Branson is an amazing and interesting person. This is all about his journey and his adventures, but also his business techniques and how he operates. And it's just written in such an amazing way. It's hard to explain. It's about his, I don't know, it's his life story and his teachings all in the same book. It's really fantastic. It's really inspiring and motivating. And you know, you think you might know Richard Branson because you know a cool story or two about him, but you don't really know him until you read this book and you realize how many just kick-ass things he's actually done. And it just, screw it, let's do it. Like, just screw it and, you know, live your life and just do whatever you want to do. So download this book. It's amazing. Next, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. So this is a more spiritual book, and this is an amazing read or listen to as well. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes only, but it's just a really amazing story. It's very inspiring. This is the first book I've read by Robin Sharma. You have to listen to it. I'm not going to give any of it away, but basically it is about a man who sold his Ferrari and became a monk. But I feel like when you read this book, you'll be able to think about people in your life, and maybe that is yourself, who are putting too much into work and not enough into living and spiritual growth. So it's a good one. Honestly, I just recommend all the books on this list, but yeah, we'll keep going. Yeah, I have a soft spot in my life for books, so that's where I'm at with that. The Mastery of Love is Next by Don Miguel Ruiz. Guys, this book is a life changer, okay? I feel like I gained so much more perspective and knowledge on relationships in your life, with your relationship with yourself, with your family, with others. This book you need to read, okay? This book is 2 hours and 30 minutes. There's no reason why you can't download this and listen to it right now. I promise you, if you're having hard times in a relationship, if you are crushing on somebody and not crushing on you back, if you feel like somebody in your family isn't supportive of you or a friend isn't supportive of you and you can't understand why, reading this book just grants you so much more perspective on how happiness is so internal. It's all about you creating that happiness for yourself. And I actually did make a video on this book specifically, which I'll link below too. I believe it's called How to Have a Good Relationship or something. So I'll link that below, and I tell a story that is told in the book that I found really resonated with me. I think it's a good story if you want to take a listen. I'm sorry if I'm not as personable on camera yet. You gotta listen to this book, you gotta. Next is The Happiness of Pursuit by Chris Guillebeau. I had the pleasure of meeting Chris Guillebeau. He's an amazing person, and this book is just, he is a very cool guy. He's traveled to every country in the world before age 30. He's a true inspiration. His blog is amazing. I'm gonna link his blog below. I'm subscribed to it. To be honest with you, I don't get to read every single blog post, but I do try to read them and catch up whenever I can. Just look into his blog, and if you feel like his blog is inspiring to you, I know that you'll find his books inspiring too. So The Happiness of Pursuit it's about the journey, the people you meet along the way. I read this book in early 2016, so I do need a little bit of a refresher of it, but that's all the more motivation for me to re-listen to this book. Next, Lynchpin by Seth Godin, and this book is only 2 hours and 18 minutes, and I love Seth Godin and I love this book. This book is all about differentiating yourself from everybody else and making yourself a linchpin in work, in life, just being that person that is of value, that people will feel lost if you're not there. It's all about just being successful. It's inspiring, it's just motivating, and like I said, this book is only 2 hours and 18 minutes. Like Do the Work, like The Mastery of Love, these books are short and you could listen to them in a whole morning yourself and just get supercharged. So really consider downloading a few of these books that are shorter. I know occasionally when I'm cruising through Audible and I'm noticing that, oh, why would I waste a credit on a book that's only 2 hours? But sometimes these are the gems. These are the little bit of information that you need in a burst like that. So don't think about how long books are when you download them. That being said, like some of the books that are 8-9 hours are just as valuable, and you can't judge a book by the time of the audiobook is basically what I'm saying. Okay, lastly, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This book is awesome. This book is also about money and like law of attraction techniques, and like I said, if you guys don't have a good relationship with money, it'd be a good idea to set the goal for 2017 to develop a good relationship about money. It's changed my life. It's changing my life currently, and I just hope that you guys decide to download Audible and just really focus in on bettering yourself, self-improvement, all that comes along with reading and nurturing your mind and self-growth. And basically, I just hope that this inspired you to either download some books, add some books to your reading list, try Audible out for the first time. I'll link everything below. I feel like I've learned more from books than I learned at university, and just they've granted me so much more perspective. They've granted me so much creativity, just so many lessons, and I can't say enough about books. I just love books. If you guys have any questions on any of the books, leave them below. Like I said, this was kind of a brief overview so that you guys can get inspired and motivated to get kickstarted for the new year ahead. I have a whole new series on my channel coming in regards to law of attraction, self-improvement, personal growth, so I'm excited to share that with you guys in the new year. So make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure that you subscribe below, and don't forget to hit that little bell so you get notified when I publish a video. Alright guys, thank you so much for hanging out today, and I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!